Hello, everybody. This is my acoustic guitar, my classical acoustic guitar. Now, it's nothing really nice. It's kind of a piece of shit, but I've had it for so long that I love this guitar. I've done a lot of work to it myself, and I'm really proud of it. So I just wanted to kind of show it off and show everybody what I've done. And I'll show you all the flaws of my work because I'm not a luthier. I just try, you know what I'm saying? And I figure if I'm going to try to learn how to do it, I got to try to learn how to do it on my stuff because I'm not gonna, especially I don't have a single customer. It's not like I'm in business or anything. But I'd like to try to, do setups and shit like that eventually, you know what I mean? But I just wanted to show off my guitar, show off my nut that I made here. As you can see, biggest flaw I have here is it's not it's not separated right. You can see these two are farther apart than these two, and everything else looks pretty good except for these two strings. But it's so fucking much of a bitch to try to move that over just enough, you know what I mean? And the rest of it's fine. I still need to like grind down, put more of a angle on the back of the nut there because it needs to go down because the G string goes out of tune. G, B, and high E, they go out of tune like crazy. The rest of them hold, which is better than what I had because I had a bamboo nut that I made a long time ago. I wanted to play the damn guitar. I didn't know where to get a nut. Didn't know how to make a nut. Didn't know shit. I just knew that I needed a nut on it. And I had a piece of bamboo. It worked. It was okay. It just had zero resonance. This fucking guitar was like dead. And when it went out of tune on these on the low, the bass strings there, it would like the wind. It's round wound strings, and the wind would just like stick on the bamboo like bad. It was just like and you'd hear every dink dink. Bamboo's not ideal for a nut whatsoever. So I went and bought me a bone nut blank and sanded and filed and did all kinds of shit to it. And that's my second successful nut. I say successful because it's my guitar. I'm gonna make another one eventually, but I need to get better, so I'm gonna keep making them until I get it exactly the way I want it. But for now, I mean, I'm pretty proud that I did that. That was pretty cool. And I put a bone saddle on here too. When I got the guitar, it had a part of a Tupperware spatula in there, and that's what the strings were on. And again, it's just not ideal, man. So now that's bone, and I got a lot more resonance than I had before. Okay, and what else have I done to this guitar? I took the back of this guitar off when I first got back probably about 4 or 5 months ago, 6 months ago, or some shit. When I got back to up here on this shitty mountain that I want to get off of so bad. But as you can see, the binding is faux binding that I made with wood filler. Now I tried to make my own wood filler over here with wood glue and sawdust. It works, but it's so hard to shape and get right. You know what I mean? To make it look decent. So I kind of abandoned that and just went and bought some real wood filler. It's almost chalky, but once you get it sanded right and then you can clear coat it a little bit, and it holds. It's fine. I mean, see my dog. Look at all the teeth marks. When I had my dog Billy, probably 7, 8 years ago, he went at this guitar. He thought that it was a chew toy, and oh man, it was just fucked up. The reason why I took the back off was because all the braces inside were loose and broken. I glued them all back together and I glued them all back in. It's a lot more, it doesn't rattle anymore. It used to rattle so bad when I played it. And then when I put the back on, I was thinking about putting new binding on it. But as you can see here, the wood filler is all the way up to here. All the way around. I mean, this guitar was drug around by little kids before I got it. And they drug it around on the ground like dunk, 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 all over the place. You know what I'm saying? It was their guitar. They loved that thing, of this thing. And then I ended up with it somehow through all that shit. But I lost my Mexican Stratocaster, and that's kind of what I got. But, I absolutely love that thing. So I wish I still had my Mexican Strat, but that thing was a beautiful guitar. I love that thing. But as far as what I've done, I mean, I'm pretty proud because it's really turned out. I mean, it plays decent. It's not like, I think I got the action a little bit lower than I wanted it, but it doesn't buzz anywhere. And it's real easy to play now. But like I said, the action is a little low because the nut blank itself wasn't high enough. I'd have to shim it to get any more higher of an action on it. And as you can see by the nut, the bamboo nut, it was all fucked up when I put the bamboo nut in there. And when I go to make this one, it's just the way it is. I'm not talented enough to make that microscopic of a shim to put that little gap right there in there, you know what I mean? And I can't go down with it anymore to make it level, because if I do that, it's going to destroy what little bit of action I have. But like I said, it doesn't buzz anywhere. I mean, it might buzz actually some places a little bit, but that's because I'm not a great player and I grab the frets, I miss fret, and that's my bad. Yeah, I love this fucking thing. And I know it's a hunk of dookie. It's what is it? Contessa by M. Honer. It's a Honer guitar. But I'm going to eventually get a new bridge for it, because when I went to put this one in, I noticed that it was cracked and, like long ways right down the groove there. And I put some glue in there and I kind of glued it in there. And see this big old chunk right here missing right here? Yeah, it needs a bridge. And I'll do that eventually, but right now I need to, get the nerve up to fucking pull that shit apart, because that's a, I need to know what I'm doing. I gotta do some research and shit and find out what kind of bridge I want and all that good shit. But yeah, when I do that, that'll be a big deal for me. I mean, taking the back off this thing, you would think was a huge deal, but when I put my hand in it and I started pushing on the edges, the whole back of it was just coming off. All the sides were off. Only thing that was still connected was here and up here, these two parts. The rest of it, I just kind of pushed off. And when I took these off, I just used a credit card and like a butter knife, and it just came right off. It wasn't even on there very well. The old hide glue just did not want to hold. All of the braces on the inside just didn't hold, all of them, every one of them. But I'm not blaming hide glue for that. I'm blaming the little kids that had this. They were twins, and they were tiny kids. I mean, they weren't like, they weren't 2.5 feet tall or whatever, but they were dragging this thing around, standing on the thing. They played with this thing like it was, overdone and shit. And as you see all the cracks and shit, that's just finished cracks from, it was all like, flaking off. So I just took some sandpaper and sanded it and made it smooth. And I smoothed out my neck on this thing. This thing was the stickiest neck in the world. Your fucking hands would just stick to it and it sucked. Now it's really fast and really smooth, even though all the bite marks are still there. The hand flows pretty decently through it. I put these tuning keys on brand new way back, probably 20 years plus ago. They suck. I bought them at Guitar Center for fucking $12. They suck ball. But I can't really find good classical tuning keys that are, they're all like $12-15 unless you want to spend like $250-300 for some tuning keys, which I don't for this guitar. I mean, I really don't. I want to find some good tuning keys that are, moderately $50-100 maybe, something like that, tops. But I don't want to spend $250-300 because some of you can get some really fucking expensive, and I don't know if they'll fit right in there or not. I might have to do some drilling, all that kind of shit, and I don't want to do none of that because there's not much meat there to work with, and I don't want to fuck nothing up. You know what I mean? But as far as everything goes, I'm pretty proud. I just wanted to show off my guitar. So that's the second nut I ever made. The first nut I ever made is right here on this guitar. That one's the first one. And I still haven't got a high E string for it. I need to get strings for it. That's The high E string broke on me. The strings are brand fucking new, but that high string broke because I was messing around with it, trying to get the nut in and out without fucking up the strings, and then I did. So it is what it is. But I was really proud of that one too. It fucking turned out really nice as far as the 5 strings that are on it. But it needs to be tweaked a little bit. It still needs some work. I'm not sure exactly what it needs. I think it needs the neck to be reset and re-angled. You know what I mean? Because look at this shit, man. These fucking screws are fucking almost all the way down. I can't, and it's still not right. You know what I mean? So I need to learn how to set the neck on that and make it set right, like this, like my Fender. My Fender, I mean, it's really nice. That fucking guitar just plays good. I love that guitar, but I'm not asking this here ancient. It was a Memphis guitar, made by Matsumoto Guitar Company, which also made Ibanez. This guitar, if Matsumoto Company just put an Ibanez logo on that guitar, it would have been an Ibanez. They sold the exact same guitars to all kinds of companies, and just put their names on it, and they distributed it, whatever. Like Ibanez would have distributed it, but Matsumoto would have made it. And I found out all about Matsumoto 70s guitars, and this is one of them lawsuit kind of guitars, but I love this thing. It's sweet. My uncle gave that to me. And I understand why he hated it so bad, but I did a shit ton of work to that one too, but I still need to perfect it. It's still not done right. I need to tweak it a little bit and fix on it. And I need to put there's actually a truss rod cover that goes on that one. It's not like a Fender. It had a truss rod cover. And there's my pedals there. Hey. Some Joyo, and I got the expensive high-end Boss tuner because tuners, they gotta be right. But yeah, I wanted to show off my acoustic more than that one. I'll show that one off when it's done, but because I still need a lot of work. I'm not sure even how done it is. I might have to redo, and I don't know. But just wanted to show everybody. I love my guitar, man. It's sweet. Even though it's a low-end piece of Duke, it's got plywood and all that shit on there. It's not like solid spruce top, nothing like that. It's plywood, I'm sure of it. And I know the back is plywood because when it came off, you could see there was a crack right here. And it was plywood. It was straight up plywood. So I had to put glue in there and make it all fucking right and solidify it and do all this shit. And you're going to laugh at this one. But, oh, you can't see it. Let's see if I can make it seen. Yeah, you can't see it. There's you can kind of see it. There's a clothespin I had to put in there at the bottom of the back of it there, because that crack was right there. Now put the clothespin where the crack was, and I glued it to the stock of to the main thing where the neck goes into, and it solidified that crack really, really nice. But I didn't change the look of the clothespin or anything. I just found a piece of wood and said, "Yep, that'll work." Glued that fucker in there and didn't care. But yeah, that's what it is. You know what I mean? I wanted this thing to play again because it was really bothering me that it didn't play anymore. And it was down for a long time. But now I'm really happy with it. It really turned out. Maybe I'll make a video of me playing it someday. But right now, the shyness is killing me right now. I don't want to do it today. I'll do it another time. There's the guitar I played the other time. My beautiful Fender. I love that Fender. So, just wanted to say, that and talk about my guitars. All right, you guys, have a good day.